promising. Start of chapter 4.
You really pulled it off. I'm impressed.
Yeah, the plant's alive now. I'm gonna give it milk. Yes, I'm trying to give... I want to get rid of the milk. Use item on touring. A brick.
Why don't I get a turn carrying the electro laser pistol or something?
Because I'm sure it would hurt you in some fashion. Have some milk.
Yuck! I don't have taste buds, and this makes me glad I don't.
You don't want the milk? Okay, fine. Okay, I gotta go here. The I.O. guys.
Here we are. The COS I.O. Corporation office building.
Okay.
It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS I.O. Well, perhaps, at the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible, but unlikely. Generally, the companies in a coalition don't have a whole lot of overlap. Augmented Eye is a news app focused on local tech and culture stories, with an emphasis on hybrids' rights and cybernetics issues.
Okay.
None of the other companies in the coalition cover news, so they aren't related at all, which is very much standard practice for these groups.
I stopped paying attention halfway through that.
They have nothing to gain by inviting companies with whom they compete, and thus none of them would benefit by trying to undermine Augmented Eye's credibility as a news source. In the early 2020s, the California government was pretty much going bankrupt. A poor national economy and repeated voter initiatives meant the state didn't have the tax revenue to continue running municipal services. They kept pushing the tax burden down the totem pole until poorer cities were just flat broke. No police, no road work, complete public service collapse. Then, one of the smaller cities sold all of their public infrastructure, police and fire included, to a private corporation. This was eventually challenged in court, but several Silicon Valley corporations started a grassroots initiative to have citizens pass an amendment to the state constitution allowing it.
For privatized police and fire?
They succeeded, and most of the major cities in the state sold off their public services to private corporations.
That seems like a bad idea.
Some places, like Los Angeles, just sold to the highest bidder. Which is probably why LA is essentially in a constant gang turf war, with one side wearing the uniforms of the studio-owned police forces.
Huh.
The cities in the Bay Area were a little more selective, and most of the municipal services are owned by multi-corporation coalitions. They split the bill of running the city between them and keep each other from being too corrupt in their usage of the police force and such, from fear of a PR disaster and being kicked out of the coalition. It means there isn't as much money going around, which is why the NSFPD's equipment is out of date and the meshnet is so successful over normal cable networks.
Sure it's not because the internet has so much more to offer than cable?
After all, without the promise of a city infrastructure bought and paid for, the corporations all treat running the city like a charity and PR stunt. But at least the police aren't irredeemably corrupt. The fire trucks still show up on time, and the water runs to all parts of the city. That can't be said for some areas of the state. I haven't spent enough time learning about the subject, or politics in general, to give you an educated answer. If I go by the posts people make on the meshnet, I'd say a combination of having bigger fish to fry and caving to corporate pressure. People seem certain that the larger multinational companies would love to be able to buy their own towns on a national scale, and are pumping money into Congress to try and make that happen. They hold up Neo-SF as an example of their success, while trying to bury the problems in LA as an anomaly. Combine that with unrest abroad, and I guess they don't have a whole lot of motivation to try and stop it. Historical precedent seems to lend credence to this interpretation, if you're willing to believe my hasty readings on the subject.
Okay.
You're welcome. I am happy to assist.
Oh, good. Got an achievement for that. Let's go inside.
The MeshNet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirms she's expecting us.
Okay.
All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
Okay. Monitor IK47. Executive Series ROM designed for office and high-level account maintenance. Can I poke it? High-value calculation work. Can I give it the milk? I cannot. Can I talk to it?
The IK-47 aren't known for being verbose. Better leave it.
Alright, fine. Photograph? A picture of a toupee? Oh. Motivational poster. Monitor. Why can't I show him the monitor my business card? Super Familink? Seriously? Yankees Peninsula. Water Rash and Super Slug 3 Revenge of the Super Slug. Can't actually say... It's the Super Nintendo. Can I play it? I want to play it. Milk.
A bit irregular for a tasteful splatter style evocative of Pollock, wouldn't you say?
Milk it. Stash of video games.
Maybe later if you find something educational. Or an adventure game. Your investigative skills could use a tickle.
Ugh. I want to play freaking Super Metroid, man.
This game gives me the urge to start quacking uncontrollably. Is something wrong with me?
Nope, you're just hitting the V button or something, whatever button it is. Alright, whatever. Nope. The jade plant. Can I talk to it? I can totally talk to it. Daily soil massages. Alright.
Oh,
hi.
Hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye.
This is the new voice actor.
You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
I don't think Tom can.
My assistant will bring it right
Water.
away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory.
The voice doesn't quite match. She looks a lot older than she sounds.
If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
What do I know? Someone's messing with
That's
the
the long and
articles.
short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you could do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it.
Still seems kind of pointless. I mean, it's just vandalism.
Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
Like, you're investigating friggin' the wiki vandalism.
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
Are you sure this
I guess
isn't
I'm
inside?
not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else.
Maybe I should talk to the
They
admin.
told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise.
Excuse me.
Not really. My
Any idea where
admin
to
says that
start?
only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public
Tomcat
trust
might know.
rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Okay.
I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have. Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Is anyone else getting targeted?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast. Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We are one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places and it paid off. COS-IO Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the Human Revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
So why bring in outside help? I mean, you had
What?
journalists.
Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? Because I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right?
Sure.
My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
Okay.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly.
Alright,
Now,
fine.
I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
Okay.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought you that water, either. Is it always like this? Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
Oh, that's not good.
What the... That's Sin! She was defenestrated. Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severely ill-equipped to help her. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. Perhaps we can still dispense justice. This is how we dispense justice, right?
Looks like she was thrown.
It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon.
Shredded jade plant.
Even a ROM like that doesn't deserve an end like this.
He was smushed. Can I use it? Can I talk to it? Audio receptors are one of its most visibly damaged parts. Someone wanted to know what we were talking about.
My thermal Thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window.
So she was thrown.
Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
Wrong?
It doesn't look like it.
Implants? Anything on the monitor?
Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe.
Of course.
Admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb.
Charlie Nova's not smart
Apparently he's
enough
a
for
bit
that.
pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just details his day-to-day life. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye journalist.
So someone's been hitting Charlie.
This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
Son of a...
Oh shit. It wasn't me!
I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you?
Total
I assure you,
misunderstanding.
Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair.
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the pavement. You hear me?
Certainly, Detective Rivers.
So Turing is capable of lying.
I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
We could have
Because
told
it's
her.
better this way. We are chasing smoke trails. You think she would assist such an unlikely investigation?
Yes!
I do not need you to infer upon my motivations or highlight my duplicity. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than to get it out? We have little time for fooling about and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main Neo-SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map. Let's go!
Bunch of cops. didn't know he was capable of lying. I was like, do you really think she can help? Yes! What is wrong with you?
I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions. Honestly, you do have your own mesh access, yes? I'm
Yes,
quite
but
certain
I'm
you
not a
can
computer.
handle all the casual searches you might feel like making.
I don't have a computer for a
You hardly
brain.
have time for me to blather out every bit of exposition you desire when you could just go look it up on your own. Fair enough. If you think it will save time, I can continue to rattle off these facts when you ask for them. I just ask that you keep your queries to a minimum. We don't have a whole lot of time. Let me pull up the information you requested. TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip
me
news
now.
conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to.
So not
As
quite
such, They
TMZ.
have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit. Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrities, they just manufacture them. Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair is flawless.
Good to know. Money lady. Can I talk to the plant? I'm gonna talk to the plant.
This plant is clearly young. You should encourage it.
Door, logo, different plant. Talk to plants, ignore people. ID card, business card. Do you want some milk?
We have our own milk here. It's good. And coffee. Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment?
She seems very skittish. I would like TMI's
I guess I
comment.
should send you to sympathy then?
Okay.
Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance to comment. Go ahead and talk to her. She's on the other side of the room. Don't bother the talent, though. She hates that.
Okay, so we got Rom, the assistant, employee. I'm guessing that's her. Sound show host. That must be Nova. What the frig is going on with his face? That's supposed to be his glasses? Okay. Nope. answer. Fair enough.
Hey, you! Over here, now. What are you doing bothering my people? I thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day.
That is not...
I swear, that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes. At least she makes a decent cup of coffee. Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
Okay.
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We are trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr. Nova to hunt down further leads.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the fresh meat rave about. Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. I'm tracking them down myself. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out from underneath me. Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves.
No. Might be able to trade some
Not
info for you.
I already have a pretty decent idea of where to look next. And if that doesn't pan out, I have our primary server cluster chewing through mesh posts looking for inconsistencies. I'll figure this one out on my own, without some newbie mucking things up.
I can break the story under your banner.
I'm not hiring, kid. I admire your spirit, but I've got people putting in lots of hours on this one. You're not getting the credit because you think you have a hot lead. Plus, if you really did, you wouldn't be here begging for my scraps.
Okay.
Zin? Augmented eyes, Zin?
Didn't want to
What
name
does
drop.
Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit. We're an entertainment scene. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own.
Okay.
Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
This must be him.
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM. Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand.
Oh boy.
Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose.
Usually a good idea.
Wait! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you, Oh,
Talk
you
to me.
flatter me. Yes, you do.
I'm gonna regret this.
I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story, have you? After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography, Like a Nova. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if Sympathy is giving me the stink eye. I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements.
Oh boy.
And the rest is not so ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the Mesh, and I couldn't be happier. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though. They're the ones who count.
So what do
Yes,
you do here?
any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that.
Uh-huh.
We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really tell she cares, you know?
Throw the milk at this guy.
I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against my physical well-being.
Why not both?
So, let's move on. What next? Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch, and our support people were on top of it.
Maybe more than
They're
that.
top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the subject.
We've heard other stuff.
That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy.
Other people's stuff is getting messed with.
I'm certain our
much the
tech
same
people
manner.
will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough about it. I really don't know what I have to do with it, though.
It was your stuff, dude.
And that is supposed to mean what? I'm not sure if you're trying to imply that I had something to do with this, or that I'm being targeted for some specific reason, but if you have an accusation to level, then make it known. My time is far too important to be wasted on beating around the bush.
I'm just saying, you know more than you're
All
letting
right,
on.
that's enough. Charlie has a show to get ready for. He's told you everything he's going to. So get the hell out of here. If you find anything more interesting than what you've got, come back and see me again. Directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in all this.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. Do you know how snippy she can get? I better get her coffee ready. Maybe that'll calm her down.
We're very sorry if we made your day more difficult. Perhaps I could take the coffee over to Sympathy and we could try to smooth her rumpled feathers.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You make her even madder? Oh no. On second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right, but she takes it with plenty of milk.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going for it. I'm gonna save it and I'm going for it. Oh, shit. I did it again. And once more. I'll get the right one eventually. way back. Okay, they added an option
Here
for
we are.
skipping. Controls. Virtual cruise. That's not good. How do I skip?
The COS.io Corporation. It looks like most of the businesses on the. Well, perhaps not impossible. Generally, the companies in a coalition don't augmented up. None of the other they have nothing. Yes, the meshnet says, let's make sure all we have to do now. No shenanigans.
Oh, hello. You must be the journal. Have a seat. Would you... My assistant will bring it. Look, I'll... Whatever you dig... Chances are, if they aren't in the... If they are in the... Even if I... So if I'm down... At least then we can... Now... That's the long and short of it. My network admin... I'm not going to pretend. The versions on ours... I'm hoping that you can use... Even if I have to get answers. Mostly little things. So far, that's actually what tipped up. A harsh criticism. My writer... I guess I'm not... They told me that all kinds of tricks. I pay them... Not really. Personally, the public trust rating... It's trivially...
Come on.
Or, you know, I'm sure you'll... I know Tin Hat. Anything else I can... Like what? It's a fairly simple... We started off and we focus on more... We're one of the... Once folks and other... They invested... It wasn't until all of that said... well, so, you didn't... That's all I'll say.
Why bring in outside help?
What? Not wanting... Cause I'd
Your own
really...
guys can do it.
And look, you... My journalists... This needs the fact that my network... Now... No,
Yes.
don't bother. Plausible deny. I won't ask you to lie. Wink wink, nut. If you need any... Now... Good luck, and...
Well, that was more. She never brought you that. Is it always? Very true. If all of this really... That said, we should make
Don't
no...
get your hopes up,
Anyway,
please.
seems like our next step is... What the...
And crash. Was she holding anything there?
What the... It's too late. Considering your desire is... We should head back to... Perhaps we can... This is how we...
Okay, I can't touch her. Thought she was holding something.
Let's take a look around. The police... Give me a moment. Best to keep your... Committee report... Oh, here we go. According to this, the admin ran... Apparently he's... But ever since... Zin seemed to think... Just like the...
I might be targeting Charlie.
My thermals... Considering the...
And there's no way that she was able to throw herself.
We should go. There isn't anything...
Son of a...
And Edgeworth shows
I
up.
should have figured. You just won't stay. Oh yeah. Give me one good reason.
I assure you, Detective Rip, we had an appointment.
Of course you did. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here. We'll chat about the case more when I'm...
Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a...
Yeah, whatever.
Because it's better. I do not need you. Detective Rip. Her
Why
investigation.
lie to her?
Literally. Has it occurred?
But
We
yes,
have
she
little
can
ti-
get the whole thing off the hard
Now,
drive. It's like,
unless-
I'm sorry, but
I have highlighted.
you're a computer.
Let's go.
Okay, now can I save here? There. And we go again. Maybe I can not screw up.
I suppose we should just... Honestly, I'm quite certain...
Do you have mesh? I don't have a freaking...
No, things are barely... Forgive me. TMI They did a good job. Some might call their... They stick to most... As such,
Oh, so now you shut up.
Charlie Nova is... He's gotten consistent. The chatter on the
You have
He's
mesh
best
access?
known for-
Yes, but I'm not a computer.
Apparently when Oh,
My laptop is at home and not working. Okay. Talk to her.
Welcome to... Oh, I guess... Oh, she'd be... Go ahead and talk. Don't bother the talent.
Can't talk to them, and this one's sympathy.
Thought I told Nina to cancel up. I swear. At least she makes a decent... Yes, I am. What are you doing in my...
We've been given a... Someone has been... We're trying to track...
You let your... Of course I...
Don't be rude to
What I
him.
want to know is... Super
Jeez.
hacker...
Yeah, that is in.
What does Zin have?
She's the one who...
She gave us the lead, and then someone threw her out the window.
We figured Mr.
Holy shit. Fine. If someone is trying to kill... I mean, shit. But hey, keep it civil, or I'll... Now get on it.
And let's talk to this guy.
Fantastic! Not quite as... Very sleek, very... Oh,
This kind of reminds me of another friggin'
Right down to...
character from
Wait! I forgot. I'm
Ace
Charlie
Attorney.
Nova. But you already knew that.
But he was the bad guy.
What can I... Oh, you flatter me. I can't imagine... After all, I've
No,
already...
we're not in a
But I
friggin'
suppose I can. I grew up here on the means... And the rest is... Now I'm the host of... It's all thanks to...
Yes, any...
Well,
what
it's the
can you
best.
tell me about this?
We put out top... But if you really want to know... It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a... Deep down. I'm not sure. So, let's move on. What next?
Your
Oh, it may have
stories,
come up in the...
your
They're
stories
top-
are getting
So I don't
edited.
think...
And we know that
That's
other
fair.
people's stuff is
I'm
getting
certain our
hit.
tech... I really don't know.
bit
need
more.
to know and all that. I keep on top of the things that need my attention and leave sympathy to handle all the things that don't.
Okay.
My time is too important to be wasted on trivial things like minor technical glitches.
This doesn't seem
All right,
like,
that's enough. Charlie has a show to do, so get the hell out of. If you
Okay.
find anything more interesting, directly.
Talk to her directly.
Remember, I'm the victim in a...
And we come back out.
Oh man, she looks really cheesed off now. I better get her coffee ready.
We're very sorry if we... Perhaps I could...
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean,
Make her even better. I'm totally gonna do it.
second thought.
It'll only take a minute.
All right.
Just takes it with lots of. I'm gonna save it here and possibly reload. Oh, I hope this goes as well as that. Can I replace it? Can I take the milk? Okay, I got the milk. Oh God!
And make amends.
I thought I told you to beat it. Ha! Ah, that's cute. I promise I don't bite. I just have a job to do. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps into his brain, but he brings in most of our revenue, so his happiness is our top priority.
Oh, this is gonna screw me over, isn't it?
My stomach is killing me. Maybe those egg rolls I had earlier.
Yes.
I'm heading to the can, and you're
Totally.
heading to the street.
Okay, now I can talk to Charlie. But now I'm curious if it would do the same thing if I gave her normal milk. I'm gonna try.
Okay, let's...
I thought I told you to. Ha! Ah. Sometimes I think Charlie's hair gel seeps. Now, Scram, you know how to get in touch with me.
That did not... We need some kind of leverage to get Mr... I'm certain he knows...
Okay. So... Using the milk. Using the nasty milk. Is the way to go.
Okay,
Get her out of the
let's
way.
deliver this and make amends.
Oh, God. I knew hanging on to it would pay
I
off.
thought I told you to beat. Ha! Sometimes I think. Ugh. I'm heading to the camp.
So now I can talk to him directly.
Did you want to sign?
We're just trying to get to the bottom.
It's Charlie.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, I'd absolutely... Really, I just don't
yeah.
have the information you're looking for.
Really?
It's Charlie.
I get the feeling he doesn't like...
And of course, I'm the leading man around here.
Yeah.
Who has said otherwise? I'm not quite certain what you think it is that I don't know, but I assure you that I know what it is. You won't be able to trip me up that easily.
Chip. Ah. Someone already has.
Charlie.
Getting under their
And
skin.
Sympathy never mentioned that. But still, she said the tech guys are on top of it, and I'm gonna have to go with her on this.
Just gotta get under the skin.
I'm not scared of some boogeyman. This isn't the first time I've dealt with something like this. Security has to throw out obsessed fans all the time.
I don't think this goes as far as obsessed fans.
I'm made of sterner stuff than you think. It's Charlie, damn it!
I'm not talking about you.
And wait, what?
Yeah.
What on earth? Okay. I'll tell you what I know.
Attaboy.
I didn't realize how serious this had gotten. But I'm always glad to play the hero.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, I really only have conjecture to offer you. Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skills, but all I've got is flimsy threads at best. The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the human revolution or whatever, it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware.
Uh-huh. So what kind?
The technically legal kind.
Technically legal. Okay.
Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But Sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya.
So we got a name.
He does great work. After just one simple back alley brain surgery, bing bang boom. I can use an app to make my VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects.
Huh.
It could be a coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here, so if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it. Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him. If he'll even see you, that is. Oh, it was no problem. No problem at all. I'm quite happy to assist in any way I can. Just make sure you source me in your article, right? Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere.
Oh, Lord.
Give it the old Charlie Nova bump. Anyhow, I really have to get back to work. You wouldn't believe how long it takes to put all this together before a show. Let me know how it goes with the murderous hacker thing. My ROM will call your ROM.
Okay. Actually, can I...
Oh, go right on through.
Can I talk to this guy? I mean, you got a face, so...
I'm Sky. Nice to meet you. This is just my side job. For my main gig, I run a gym. Sky High Gym, right by the campus off the M.
Good for you. But you have a name and a face and everything, so... I would think you're important. Velmer Anna from OK Today. Good for them. Can I use the monitors in any way? Brochures. Can't listen to them. Okay. Can I give you the milk? Have some fresh milk for when she comes back.
Oh, go right on through.
Look at milk. Fresh, normal milk, not spoiled at all. Aiden's research desk. Parallax badge. I'll probably use those later. Can I go home? Fridge. Put the milk in the
I suppose
fridge.
that's one way to get groceries.
I stole the milk. I've been hanging on to that since the very beginning. Okay. Nonias. Oh boy. I don't know. It seems like people would be able to help.
No security right now?
Seems odd.
What are you having?
Power play, whatever that is.
So many drinks.
Drinktionary, the open...
Oh, I got this. This one is...
Mild, long-lasting beer intended for a slow buzz inside a fancy cup. LED screen with a digital game.
Thank you, hon.
Sure, give me a beer.
Here you go.
Jess around? Oh, hey, what are you doing
Today's my
inside?
last day off before the holidays, but I can't seem to stay away.
It just seems like Jess would know something about... whatever. I'll drink it.
I gave you what you wanted, right? I have cuties to meet.
Okay. She's not gonna tell me anything, and I don't know where Tomcat is hiding. So let's go here.
This looks like the spot.
Oh god, the wrestlers.
I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out of here.
Maybe I should have kept the milk. Let's save. Wrestlers. Okay, they got donuts. Got a cat. I'm gonna pet the cat. Where? I don't know if that's a reference. Tough boy.
Omae wa mo shinderu.
Nani? That's the one.
This is genius. The contrast of the art's colors to the walls. The way the letters stretch out. Not to mention the accented punctuation amplifying the outcry. Who are the junks and to whom are they unworthy?
Donuts? Can I have donuts? I want donuts. Mush the donuts with a brick. Can I take it? I'm gonna take the donuts.
Wait, those are... sure, Why not?
I'm totally taking the donuts. The milk paid off, the donuts have to pay off too. Nonia's business door. A window. Look at the cat. I already pet the cat. Can I talk to the cat?
I have
Rubbish.
16 different health notifications advising against that.
Only 16? Then we're fine! But now I got donuts! I got donuts! Maybe I can bribe these guys with donuts.
My name has some pretty cool history behind it. We're some badass ladies who'll bomb hellfire on anyone.
Okay. Powerhouse in the Neo-SF Federation's hot new stable, the Violent Wings. Highly ranked wrestlers who form up some sort of battalion. Okay, how about
Our
this one?
aerodynamic assault will rain down on you from the heavenly skies!
Tough enough boy.
This lacks the anger and passion I usually find in this type of street art. No layering, no grand design, nothing inspired or imaginative.
Are you making fun of Fist of the North Star? Okay, let's try using the door.
Hold up there, Speedy.
The music stopped. Oh lord.
I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors? Feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
I need to talk to her. Him, it.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends. I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bob buddy here, I see.
I got some donuts. You want some donuts?
No, I like you two. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal Formula first.
Oh boy. Kind of a
You see,
favor.
I'm a budding street musician,
I bet you are.
working on my next big hit. Feel me?
Please stop talking.
But I'm sort of stuck on a few lines. I just gotta get these last few rhymes right. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what we come up with. And it'll be fun.
Okay.
Are you sure about this?
No, but
You know how important this has become. Time is of the essence.
it's better
You
than
don't have
fighting
time
with-
to not help me.
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit. Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring.
You know, I know a guy on the force.
Good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us. Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Huh. Kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it?
No.
But I made my point clear. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here.
Okay.
I knew you'd see it my way. All you gotta do is help me complete my rhymes, you dig? A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready?
Yeah, why not?
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second.
Year. Holiday cheer. Come on, dude.
It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works. Great idea, thanks a ton. Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention now. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, I'll
Guard, huh?
You know, for this one, I don't think words are gonna be enough. I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it come together. If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me out,
Card. Business card. How about business card?
if you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my business card. Hey, that totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like this without you.
Uh-huh.
A Christmas-themed love song? Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky?
Incredibly so.
All right, now I need your help with just one more line. I promise it's the last one.
Uh-huh.
This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the others. Ready? Here we go. This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of
headphones.
Damn it. This is getting embarrassing.
Here, take the stupid headphones.
There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh inspiration, yo. Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit us any...
Take the stupid headphones.
This is
An
harmony.
achievement for
I
it.
think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra Beats.
Headphones, you twit!
That doesn't rhyme. Oh man, you totally threw off my style with... I'm gonna keep thinking, but...
Haven't you ever rapped before?
Are you flipping kidding me, dude? Like... They're called headphones, you twit.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with... That doesn't rhyme. Oh man, I'm gonna keep thinking.
Do you even know how to...
Oh my Jesus. Like... Are you kidding me? I'm gonna shoot you.
We can't go anywhere until we...
How about you guys? You got anything?
I'll conquer everyone else in the Neo-SF Wrestling Federation and become the NSFW World Heavyweight Championship!
Okay, that was totally on purpose with the NSFW.
Champion! I meant champion. Until then, I'm a Violet Wing for life! Are those the new model? I didn't know they were out yet! Oh, I've been looking to pick up a pair as soon as... whatever.
Uh-huh. What do I have? I have a brick. I have a stupid brochure. I have a business card. I had those donuts. Maybe I can just bribe him with the donuts? Have some donuts.
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
Fuck.
He does know those are donuts, right?
Now that's what I call a tasty beat.
You're an idiot. Parrot, you don't drop the freaking name unless you're getting paid for it.
That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician.
No, I don't feel you. That would have made sense, huh? I love that achievement.
We totally become rivals, and I bet you that...
Nope.
On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me?
Yeah, don't
But
quit your day job.
You did help out in a huge way, so I guess you're cool. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here, soaking up the inspiration of my surroundings, baby.
Here, you can keep the scones.
Yeah, you take them.
It was nice meeting you, Formula.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kind of rhyme.
Please leave.
Let's go.
Yes, please. It's a lot of wires. Panel, ad screen, the operating room. Oh, look, a receptionist. What the hell? It looks like something out of StarCraft. Can I listen to
I
him?
have some aural upgrades that would make those bad boys sing. Let me know if you're interested.
He's like something out of a steampunk MMO. Whatever. Let's talk to him.
Nope.
No? Yep.
Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not, get out of my shop.
Oh, we just met Formula.
That guy's a hoot. Keeps out the riffraff and fakers, too. But seriously, where did you hear about me?
Nova.
Charlie? Yeah, I remember him. That TV guy runs his mouth a lot. Yeah. Paid good enough. Alright then, what can I do for you?
Said your name was
Sure, if
Nanya?
that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whatever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for you?
It's a freaking
A
chop
fresh
shop.
install, custom firmware, maybe an upgrade? I
Just
can
a
pretty
few
much do it
questions.
all. But most people come in here for VR implants. Turns out brain surgery is expensive, yeah?
We're in a bad situation. Local news articles are being mysteriously altered after they've been posted to the mesh, even while the originals are still online. Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well, and he pointed us in your direction. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant upgraded.
So have you
What
had
are you,
issues with
cops?
them?
No, worse. You're journalists. Get the hell out of my shop! I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with me. You found the door before? Find it again. And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a rush job when he's back on stims and needs a workaround. He ain't welcome around here anymore.
Give us a moment, please. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given the runaround by these meatbags.
Easy, buddy.
We could just find some bribe or blackmail to get what we want from this Nanya. But I think it's time to take matters into our own hands.
I'm not pulling a gun on him.
I have an idea. Keep him occupied for a few minutes. Just do what you normally do and ask questions. Nothing about the blog post, though. We don't want to set him off. Just keep him talking. It'll only take a minute.
Okay.
Are you gonna get going, or am I gonna have to call someone to make you get going? Damn straight.
Got enough
Now
on the
get
wrong
out of
foot.
here!
Might be on the right track with the cops' idea.
If anyone was going to hack Charlie's implant, you would have the best access.
Are you kidding me? You think you get to walk into my place of business and accuse me of installing malware onto a customer's implant? Fine, bring it on! My reputation is ironclad, and there just ain't no way Charlie's implant was ever touched. Messing with the firmware would make it light up like Christmas morning with user warnings. So unless he's been letting someone else dig around in his head, you'll be the one left looking like an asshole.
Could someone hit it
No,
over the mesh?
they couldn't. VR interfaces require a hardline connection to receive I.O. So unless Charlie's been using a headset to route his ROM's HUD through it, there ain't no way to get into it.
Okay.
And if Charlie's installation got infected, I don't see what the hell that has to do with me. Tell him to buy some antivirus software and keep off the sketchy porn sites. The end.
Not that you would care, but my creator Hayden died over this. You think we care about your reputation?
You're out of your damn mind, robot. I've done nothing wrong. Are we done?
Okay.
It is.
I'm sure you have all the
Now
proper
you're ragging
permits.
on my shop? Everything here is to code. End of story. I'm not doing anything illegal, unless you're some kind of corporate apologist and think factory warranties are sacrosanct. Just because I want to be discriminating with my clientele, doesn't mean I'm a crook. Tell you what, how about you get the hell out of my shop? And don't come back without a cop and a warrant, since you're so concerned about the public welfare. Yeah,
maybe
whatever.
I will. ID card, crash, round screen. Huh. Wires. Can I listen to them? How about the panel? Fog the window and draw a stick figure. Okay, he's not talking. Did you get what you needed?
You may not know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields. All ROMs do. We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh, catalog and use various wireless transmissions, and avoid areas with dangerously high interference. Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies available to be scanned. But I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock or off-the-shelf after the changes Hayden made. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sings for me, amongst other things. Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder while being across the room. Well, some. I doubt I could have handled an LCD monitor. They require extra parts I just don't have. And the fidelity is a bit low. Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers off of the spreadsheet.
Okay.
One in particular stands out. Shotaro Otsuka. As
Who
if
is that?
everything else in this wild goose chase hasn't been. Mr. Otsuka is a moderately prominent tech blogger, respected, perhaps a bit vitriolic. He catches my attention though because historically he has been very critical of parallax in his posts. Recently though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise. His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company, but many of his earliest posts show some of the same manipulations that we saw from Augmented Eye and Nova's blog.
So someone was attacking the company.
Now it's like he's being ghost-written entirely.
Okay.
I've marked the location of Shotaro Otsuka's apartment on your map. After you.
Thrown out of the shop by the friggin' X-Man. Okay. Blogger's home. Make sure it's raining now.
This is the building. Mr. Otsuka must
That's
do
the
well
dude.
for himself, considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo SF, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger. Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both know it won't be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies.
Yeah, what are you doing here, dude?
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that.
That's the same voice as the glasses punk. Pet the cat. Anaki Neko. What's that achievement? You are very lucky. Talk to the palm tree.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro Otsuka's ROM.
Okay then.
Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him.
That's encouraging.
Maybe.
That was odd. Maybe try the bell again.
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2. Shotaro was not expecting any... Sorry for the wait. Please...
Again?
What is taking so long? All right, third time's the charm, right? Once more, with feeling.
Maybe we should just go up?
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro Otsuka's ROM. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour.
But I will
Sorry
let
for
him know
the
you are
wait.
here. I will fetch him.
Ah! Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow out a fuse before we're done. Thank Hayden for system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment ourselves.
No front attendant. Can I just open it? It's locked. Maybe the window? Oh, there's a fire escape.
Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us access to his window. We just need something to let us reach it. I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around we could use. Oh, that's how these things always work.
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? You're right.
About that.
You want my umbrella?
Not for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder so we can pull it down.
Oh, you live here and lost your key card, huh? I totally understand.
Yes.
I do that all the time. But look, as much as I'd love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trades. It's part of our culture.
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, I'm gonna hold on to this. Don't want to get wet.
What do I got? I got a stupid pamphlet. I got a brick. I got those stupid headphones. How about a pamphlet?
Those guys are gross.
No.
Oh, you're not? Then let's not.
Okay, what can I use? I could hit him with a brick. Or shoot him. How about those stupid headphones?
These are pretty cool, but I'm not big into music. I like video games more. There's no mic on this headset.
Oh, God damn it. Shoot. Can I touch it? Items. I got a brick. I got an ID card. Business card?
Hey, is this real? The real Yannick Fairlight?
Absolutely.
You know him?
Of course I do! He's one of the most innovative tech minds of the last few generations! Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella. Yours to keep if you want.
I think it's a fair trade.
Thanks! Here you go. This is so exciting! I'm gonna go call him right now!
Oh boy. Have fun with that.
Call him? Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool, and a pretty spiffy one at that. Let's go!
Could've just thrown maybe I could've thrown the brick at it. Alright. Climb the fire escape. Oh, there's an open window.
This window is unlocked. Let's go in.
What's the smell? He's frickin' dead, isn't he?
I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and something else I can't pin down.
Blood?
It's unfamiliar to me.
Oh boy.
That's better.
He's sitting in the chair, but he's definitely dead.
Let's take a look around.
Old food. To and fro. So that's the ROM. Some books, amp, speakers, Christmas tree. He's dead.
Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us.
He's dead.
I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka!
Was that
Nothing.
necessary?
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
How long has he
Shotaro
been...
has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him.
He's dead.
In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while.
In a while.
Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you. He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you. I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software. I appreciate your concern, If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance. Very
That's
well.
okay.
Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
Oh boy. Let's poke him. Yep, he's dead.
Oh no, we're too late.
Is he shot?
It looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery.
That's an important one.
I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us.
He's been here for a few days.
We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off of it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
Can I listen to him? Yeah, something's wrong with him. Can I use him? He's not letting me touch him.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see.
That's okay. We'll wait.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A
drink. It's like, dude, he's dead.
It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Otsuka's computer. If we can find it.
Okay. TV. The desk. Touch sensitive. Ah, there we go.
I'll start downloading these files.
Let's see what you can find, dude.
I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too.
Yeah.
They might be in immediate danger, so we must act fast. Let's head for Nanya's business.
Yeah, I think I got all I need. Okay. Still
Shit!
raining.
What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco.
Basically, yeah.
That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
Well, shit.
What? Charlie is...
The autocab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next.
Yeah, you
I'm
might
getting the
wanna
hell
get
out of
there.
NeoSF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook. That's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Oh no! No, 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 no! Why is this happening? There was no one in that car! No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing!
I'm telling you, it's freaking Skynet! He's taking out the generals!
That wasn't even an auto cab! It's a manual! I don't know! I don't know, I don't know, I don't know! That's it! This is too much! I've had enough! I don't care who's controlling the news anymore! Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and I can't live with any more blood on my hands! We're not investigating this lead any further. As of right now!
It's not our fault.
I know that. We haven't set out to harm anyone. But someone is using us as a stalking horse, hiding behind our investigation to clean up whatever this is. If they want to keep taking out people involved in this, they're going to have to dig them up without our help. We don't have any other leads anyway. Thank you for sticking with me, though. Perhaps Tomcat is finished going through all of the data we found. Let's head back to the apartment for now. Ah, home sweet home again, such that it is. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day.
Yeah, 3 people are dead.
Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh articles. They said they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest. Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night.
Yeah. Game doesn't autosave. Save frequently. New chapter. Almost Christmas.
Rise and shine, you sleepy layabouts.
And good morning to you too.
We've got a whole crop of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done.
How did you get in?
Hardly had to blink to crack your door.
Why does everyone keep insulting the door?
Did you know that it's just a knockoff of the SecuGate M/14723-B? Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
Turing let you in.
That's what I asked.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
There's a cat! Why is there a cat?
Deja vu!
Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. Climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department.
Mm-hmm. The sink sucks too. I get it, my house sucks.
No worries, doll.
What have you learned from the files we sent you?
Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files we got from that Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail.
Okay.
There is one thing that stands out, though. At least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Yeah. See, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right?
Oh, he's
Don't
the
take
antibody.
it the wrong way, Turin. You might even already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation. Hayden wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence.
Yeah, be able to
And
download
even
himself.
just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant. Artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to him. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to duct tape the two together at a level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't write your code, Terran. No one did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean?
The personalities based off the hardware?
Exactly. Assuming we can get our hands on Turin's original source code, we could generate new machine intelligences as we please. You wouldn't be the only one anymore, Turin.
He created AI.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
I hardly know what to say.
But once you consider the stuff I found in the research, it gets a damn sight more complicated. Stuff about Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch.
Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch. And that's why they...
Turin.
That's why someone had him killed.
The potential for wrongdoing with an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it. I mean, you're built different, Turin. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed faster than a rabbit in spring. Good and proper.
That's a nice way of putting it.
How likely is that?
I'd say it's inevitable. Guaranteed.
It's like July 21st, 1991. Skynet goes online. And the war lasts like 10 hours.
In a sense, it's already happened.
What?
Okay, yeah, Skynet. On a smaller scale. It's trying to...
Their prototype build. Baby Blue.
It escaped?
I'm almost certain it's loose on the mesh.
Yeah.
The research notes on the project show, clearly and with certainty, that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off. But that was almost a year ago.
Vincent told us about all of this too.
Well, I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be pro-parallax or at least anti-human revolution.
Yeah.
Do you think Baby Blue had anything to do with the attacks on Nanya, Shitaro, Charlie, and Zin?
Charlie. Knowing you got run over by a manual car. Nothing was driving, at least not that they could see. It could have been a ROM. Shotaro was stabbed through the back. The ROM might have been able to do something. Charlie was in an auto cab. Definitely it was him. Zin. I can't even remember who Zin is.
I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I doubt it. Killing people is messy as hell, and it runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary.
Yeah, why is it silencing the critics?
I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. Whoever took out Hayden, I'll bet they're in full damage control mode now. We already know they don't care who gets hurt.
Free AI is bad, ROM AI is just annoying.
I think we gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue.
Well, duh. Break into Skynet and blow up the whole thing.
It's too dangerous.
Destroy
I don't
all
want
the
a company
servers.
like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. Do you?
It can't be controlled. Like, did people learn nothing?
If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turin and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's server core,
Oh, good. We have a
we can
benevolent god.
turn every single ROM into a sapient individual.
Oh, jeez, dang. Now we're going into geth territory.
That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. We could also upload a patch for every ROM to prevent Big Blue's reach from using their resources.
And Turing has to die for it. He is our legion.
Without the ability to control all ROMs, Big Blue loses its ultimate power.
And I wouldn't be alone anymore. There would be millions. Hundreds of millions of ROMs just like me.
Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turin.
Yeah, you got some good parts. These guys would probably be a little bit dumber.
Most of today's ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, code should propagate across the mesh to all future ROM activations. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough.
It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity.
No, I think this is the real singularity.
The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make this decision for the entire world?
We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen, one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of worldwide machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves.
So it's Skynet or the geth. I like the geth a little more.
What do you think? I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility. But I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human people. If we let Parallax dictate how the very first machine intelligence is introduced, Who knows how long it'll be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally? Well, whether the world is ready for AI or not, we're here to stay. I might as well throw my chips in for my own side. Let's do this! On our terms, not theirs.
Yes. I love nothing more than a little anarchy.
It does have a certain poetic justice, does it not? Parallax removed Hayden to protect their project from his creation, and now I, his creation, will bring their project down. Just for what's right. Perhaps after all ROMs are sapient, I will be able to convince them to cut off Parallax's access to the mesh as a data collection tool entirely. Paying them back double indeed.
I like the way you think, Turin. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turin's source code. The research notes we've gotten so far are helpful, and it's given me an idea how to spread a little bit of Turin all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs. I can't replicate them myself, so we'll have to steal them.
Thankfully, we have the best hacker in Neo-SF right here.
Don't you make me blush now. We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I already have one in mind. I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access to do my thing.
Yay, breaking in a ring.
You're a peach, hon. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to mostly play it by ear. We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. I have to upload it, physically, to Parallax's main server farm. And that's on Treasure Island.
Like, literally?
From there, the ROMs will install like a normal patch from the company. So, don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into the main complex otherwise.
That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I gave the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through for myself.
He's gonna get kidnapped.
Sure thing, doll. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back.
Totally gonna
Call
get
us if you need
kidnapped.
anything.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Gonna get kidnapped.
Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kind of need to get something off my chest.
Okay.
I'm actually glad Turin went out. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. I don't even know where to start. The beginning.
Oh, boy.
Okay? So, the truth is, I'm not from North Carolina. I only visited my gramps there. I'm California born and raised. Napa Valley. Over the years, it's kind of grown into a community of wealthy old folk who like things and people who don't change.
You still got the accent, though.
My parents were no exception, and I was a little too different for their tastes. It was hard growing up with them. They never gave me too much hell, but things were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo-SF, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out. I was ecstatic to be free of them. I worshipped the ground my sister walked on. And that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity. And she was a brilliant hacker. She was Tomcat. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little coup of crackers hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. She always knew she would get caught, though. How could she not? Parallax was one big Goliath, and she flinged a stone square in their face. She was looking at serious jail time, and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. But it just wasn't right. It wasn't fair for her to throw her life away, and I couldn't let her. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave her quite a fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. It's all right, though. It was for the best. I figured I'd just get a year of juvie. I'd be back out in no time.
Nope.
No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time that she'd have been jailed for as an adult. And so, I waited patiently. I cooked up so many ideas on how I was gonna make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself. But before I ever got out, there was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister. She died on impact, and that was it. It's hard, blaming yourself when things go wrong because you did something right. I took her sentence so that she could have a life, and instead, not being in jail killed her. If I had just let her take the blame. I can't stop thinking about how she'd still be here. And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just an accident. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? Someone knew who she was, someone knew what she did, and someone wanted to make sure she would never do it again. So I became Tomcat. I've spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was... If you had met her, just for a moment, you would understand. She was everything I could ever want to be. But over time, that little bot has grown on me. Maybe you have too. I do.
Do you really think we're still doing the right thing?
The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only ones who can do something about it. It's bigger than me and my vendetta. I just wanted to get that all off my chest. My sister, she'd smack me if she knew I've been holding this grudge. I'm trying to learn to forgive myself. Still, I won't let her go unavenged. We're so close to bringing them all to justice. I know she'd be proud. I know if she were here, she'd be right next to us, helping until the end. I've been carrying all this for so long, and I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope we can really do this.
Your accent's gone. Oh good, he didn't get kidnapped.
Friends, I've returned. I'm ready.
Good. We've wasted enough time already. I've marked the location of the data center on your map. You'll have to go in and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs that'll give you an edge.
Seriously, her accent disappeared.
We'll do our best, Tomcat. But what happened to your accent?
There you go.
Oh, don't you worry about that. It comes and goes like a vagabond kitty. Get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and you have a lot of data to download. Stay in touch.
Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again.
Don't worry about it, hon. We've all been hurt by Parallax. It's about time we hurt him back. Good luck.
Okay, I'm just gonna go here so I can save. I think I'm gonna call it here. Wrestlers, Donuts, X-Man. Save over the weeaboos. Seriously, it's like we can make them all sentient. Oh, great! So we're trading Skynet for the geth. Whatever. Nope. Saved. Okay. Jump back to the main menu. Okay. I am going to call it for the night. Probably going to have one more stream, and that'll be the end. So if anyone's watching, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again sometime.